exactly the way science has done things. Now, the reason why science seems to you to be behind the curtain is because you're not a scientist. Yeah. Scientists, may I finish? Scientists speak an elitist language because they are in an elitist discipline.
Sure.
Now, when science comes into your life, it's no longer the science that the scientists were talking about. It's technology, which is an interpretation of what the scientists did in some manner that you can use it, or that you can understand it, because technology is very easy to understand.
Yeah, sure.
All right?
Yeah, sure.
Now, I see the problem relative to objects in society and their placement in society to be one that art has more of a problem with, because the artist is so very seldom concerned with that phase that's called technology in science. An artist is an advanced person in his discipline who does something, then takes what he does and puts it in front of society in exactly the same language as he did it, and expects society to understand it and to be able to deal with it. He hasn't put it through a technology, and for that reason, what comes down is fascist.
Yes, but I think we are thinking in this detail. I think in this detail we are thinking in the same way. My interest is exactly to characterize this character of the special science. And I try to develop in this diagram, and perhaps we can now come to this line. I try to characterize how the present situation characterized through this point in the crossing of lines is characterized through a special structure of thinking about the world. And I mean the result from the historical process through Western world is to the same time now the result of a materialistic thinking about the things. In except natural science, it means to quantify all things and to come over this necessity to a technology. Because if you have an interest to develop technology, you have to quantify. Yes, yeah. You can only build technical equipment like an electromotor, engine, if you have the ability to quantify the materia conditions. Yes, and you know the elements of natural science. Chemistry, physics, and mathematics is to quantify the things. But now I look for this situation as a crisis situation, and I think now we are on the same thinking. We think about this model of thinking when only this model destinates the whole society. It is destinated from the interest of the technologies to look for the things in a materialistic way. This is exactly what I mean, and because I mean that the whole society is very impressed about this model of thinking, to work in a field only to understand as a reduced system of thinking has led to this situation in the society, and that therefore the roots of the evil situation in society is not the person of a possessor of means of production in the Western world, for instance. He is a result from thinking about the things in this way. And the revolutions of the burghers, the French Revolution idea, was not another thing than to establish this kind of thinking and to develop the technology. But because it is so, this science is the science of the burghers. And as long you think in this kind of science of the burghers, was heißt bleib stehen?
Stand still.
Stand still in this system. And as long you need this kind of thinking about things, you can only develop a sociology or philosophy or a kind of thinking, an anthropology or a psychology about the things in a way which cannot further go than to the dead. That is what I mean. And this means the symbols. The now given result from, let me make the conclusion. The now existing result of the cultural development in the Western world is that we found the ability to think in reduced materialistic ideas. And this was a necessity to develop, for instance, a technology. Yes? But is this kind of thinking, for technology, this kind of thinking is very effective. And therefore it has to be wider in the future too. But is this kind of thinking able, for instance, to develop a kind of sociology or anthropology, or a kind to looking for the human nature? This is at first the question, and I meant that it is not able to come from this point out to the problems for the next future. And we have to speak about an idea of art in a wider way, in an opener way, in the same way as we have to speak about the idea of art in an opener way.
All right.
Yes.
So you're saying that Western civilization has progressed to where we are now because it's a materialistic society.
No, because the element of the evolution goes this way. And why they go this way, that is the question of the rule. See this? Now, the holography phase. Yeah?
Okay.
We have to ask why we stay no more in the areas of mythological structure, or in the areas of magic structure.
But that's not true. We do stay in those areas very much.
What?
We do stay in those areas very much. But I want to get you to agree to something or to disagree to something, rather than just to say something about many things. And what I think you're trying to say is that there's an alternative to materialism.
Yes.
What is it?
There is the science of the spirit. But
Idealism.
no. You come with a bourgeois idea. At first you criticize this idea, this materialistic idea.
No, I never criticized it.
Yes, but
No, I have never criticized the materialistic idea.
No, never.
Oh,
But what you
well,
do?
fine, I'm not. And I don't know what to say, because I can tell you what I think, and I'd like very much to.
Yes.
But it's you that's supposed to be up here telling everyone what you think.
Yes, sure. Fine. But now, you see what we have now done. Yes, you said a special thing, and because you said special things, ich wurde veranlasst. Was heißt das, Fräulein?
I would let it go on.
What?
Du würdest fahren lassen.
Nein, ich wurde veranlasst zu tun. Weil einige Fragen gestellt hat, wollte ich sagen, wurde ich dazu veranlasst, über die Dinge zu sprechen. Und das war ja der Wert dieser
Obliged.
Therefore, because you began with a special speaking, I say not only speaking, without to consider if there is thinking too, but you spoke about things or feelings. That is all a question of analysis, if it comes from your feeling, or if your speaking comes from your thinking, or to will a special things to express. There's another things to distinguish, yes? Therefore, it's another complex. But because you spoke, there was a great value, because I was obliged to go to this blackboard and to speak about another detail of my idea. And therefore I say the only possibility is to speak in the public about the problems.